Okay, so we're just going to go through the exercise point 2 less than more than. Sorry if there's a bit of background noise, I'm actually in a train at the moment, but we'll get on fine anyway. So I'm only going to go through two of these because they're actually all identical. The only difference is the sign that you use. So I'm just going to explain in as much detail as I can two of them so that you understand. The first thing that we need to remember is that the variables can store data and we can change them whenever we want. So the first thing we're going to do is going to make a value to store how many values are less than the n that we've put in. So what this function is doing is it's taking in a set of data, so a big list of numbers that we have here, and n, which is the number that we want to be judging it against. So less than is we're going to say lt, which is less than, is going to be equal to 0. Then we have to go for a for loop. So for I in range, and we'll say len data. And then, so that's going to start a loop. So for every number in len data, we're going to say if the data point, so data I, so that could be data 0, data 1, data 2, data 3, all the way through this big long list, is less than, so that's just the less than symbol, n, we will add 1 to lt. So lt is equal to lt plus 1. This doesn't really look right when you first think about it, but it just literally just adds 1 to it. So if lt is 0, it'll just be lt is equal to 0 plus 1, which is equal to 1. And then at the end of the loop, we return lt. So one very important thing to note here is the indentation. So the for loop, anything inside this for loop will go around, but to be inside the for loop, it has to be indented in. And then the same goes for the if statement. If the if statement is true, anything indented inside happens. But if it's not indented, it won't happen, or it'll happen at a different stage. So that's why we indent there. And then I'm just going to do the more than or equal to 1 or the greater than or equal to 1 as well, just to make sure. So we'll again make a GTOET, so greater than or equal to, variable equal to 0. And then again for I in range, len data, if data I is greater than or equal to n, so we need to make sure that the greater than symbol comes first there, just the way the code works. And again, don't forget your colons at the end of the sentence. GTOET is equal to GTOET plus 1, and then we return GTOET at the end. So hopefully that all works out. And there we go. So that should help, hopefully. And